Hey, good afternoon everybody. This is Patrick with your Patface Gaming video blog for today, Thursday, August 27th, 2009. Hope the blog finds you well. A little bit of blog news to start off today. It's official, celebrate. We have a new URL that's all our own. The new website to get to Patface's gaming blog is www.patfacegaming.com, so we're very excited about that. If you've bookmarked us, the old website, patfacegaming.blogspot.com, will work if you'd like to use that one. So nonetheless, we have our own website and we're pretty excited about that. So just a little bit of news we wanted to share. And congratulations to us. Looking forward to the news. In the news today, it's official. Xbox 360 will come down. The Elite will come down from $399 to $299. They're phasing out the Xbox 360 Pro, so there will be the Arcade and the Elite now. Those will be the two systems that you can choose from. And I've been talking about how excited I am that we're having a $300 price point battle for the past week or so. But let me call Microsoft out on one thing real quick. The Xbox 360 Elite previously shipped with an HDMI cable, which was awesome. Sony doesn't do that. Even the Xbox 360 Pro shipped with a component cable, also awesome. Also Sony didn't do that. And Microsoft certainly hasn't had a problem taking jabs at Sony about doing that, with Sony only shipping audio video cables. Well, now Microsoft's doing it. You're no longer getting an HDMI cable, and you're no longer even getting a component cable. And if you want a component cable, you got to pay $40 for it, which is, you know, I'm gonna call you out, Microsoft. Party foul on that one. At least with an HDMI cable, and this is obviously for the PlayStation 2 or 3 as well. You can go online and pay, you know, $2 for an HDMI cable, so that's not the end of the world. But if you're trying to run a component, bad news for you. Microsoft doesn't really care anymore. So I'm kind of disappointed in them about that. Nonetheless, you know, here we go. It's a battle. Just a side note to this too. If you're looking for specs going head-to-head against these two, I'm going to post a very good head-to-head matchup that Kotaku did this morning. You'll see that at the bottom of the page. So check that out, and it'll give you some information. If you're asking me for my opinion on which one you should get, if you're on the fence about either one, if you play online, find out which one your friends play, and go with that one, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation. That's the easiest way to you know, figure it out, because then you get to play with your friends. Also want to note one other thing on the Xbox side. There's some concern here in regards to the Twitter and Facebook apps that are going to be added to the new Xbox experience. We've been promised those before the end of the year. Now there's some talk that these might only be for gold members and not for silver members. And there's a little bit of an uproar about that. My comment on that is, and if you have financial issues why you can't pay the $50 a year to be an Xbox Live member, I completely understand. I'm not calling you out at all. For those of you who can afford it and are, you know, playing silver, silver is worthless. And if you haven't known that already, well, now you do. So pay the extra money, join up, you know, $50 a year. If you want to get all out of Xbox Live, that's where you're going to do it. Netflix is the same way. That's all I'm going to say about it. Like I said, if it's financial reasons you can't do it, completely understand. If you're doing it on principle, thinking that Microsoft is suddenly going to make it free, you're going to be waiting for a little while longer. So just an FYI on that. Moving on, Ratchet and Clank Future has been guaranteed now to us, the PS3 exclusive, by October 27th. If you know anything about me, this is my favorite PlayStation franchise that's exclusive. I'm very excited about this game. I'm expecting it to be one of the best games of the year, and I'm excited that we'll have it in about a month or so. So we will keep an eye out for that. In addition to a couple of game patches that we want to let you know about too. In fact, one for the PlayStation 3 for the Ghostbusters game. They'd had some frame and graphic issues that are supposedly now fixed. And in addition to that, on NCAA 10 there was an online team builder converting issue on the Xbox 360 version that has now been fixed. So if you're playing either of those games and you know, in the next couple days, expect an update for both of those. Rounding out our news today, one more thing about the Xbox 360 with their news. They got asked about the Slim, the PS3 Slim coming out, whether Xbox 360 will see a Slim, and Xbox doesn't really see a reason to do so. So that it's certainly not in their development plan at this time. One thing I want to note to all the people who are like, Xbox 360 Slim, where are you at? The Xbox now weighs 3.5 kilograms, I think it is, and the PlayStation 3 Slim weighs like 3.2. So there's basically no difference. And if that's the difference between you being able to carry it or move it around or not, hit the gym. Got me. Those are our news updates for today. A little bit of a slow day for the news, and we already knew the 360 announcement was coming, but it was interesting to see what they had to say. One other thing I want to chat about today, and it's about selling back used games. It's something that a lot of people do. There's obviously a big market for it with lots of individually owned game stores, as well as major chains like GameStop and that kind of thing. I'm just curious if you do it. I have one roommate who did it and did it pretty well, or trades games with his friends, that kind of thing. I have another roommate who doesn't do it at all. And if you're curious where my position is on it, you see here I have a copy of NCAA 10, which if I have a copy of NCAA 10, why in the world do I need a copy of NCAA Football 09? And if I have NCAA 10 and NCAA 09, why in the world do I need a copy of NCAA 08? I don't know. I'm an idiot. We should know these things by now. Nonetheless, it's just not a big thing for me to sell games back. The only time I really do it is if I know that I'm not going to get anything else out of a game. I think in the subconscious of my mind, I hold this thing and I go, yeah, it's 2 years old, but who knows? Maybe there's somebody who's going to only own this copy, and I'll be able to play with them or something. And I'm at like 910 achievement points or whatever, and I think maybe someday I'll go back for the last 90 and whore it out or that kind of thing, but who knows. Anyway, I'm just kind of curious about where your thoughts are. Moving in with my girlfriend, we had a bunch of copies of games that were the same, and we made a pretty decent coin on it. We're able to get a decent amount of new games, which is pretty cool, and some used games we hadn't played as well. So color me impressed by the way that it worked. Going back, if you look back, I still own my Nintendo, I still own my Genesis, I still own my Super Nintendo, I still own my N64, my Dreamcast. Systems I don't get rid of at all, except for the ones that, like I got rid of my PlayStation 2 since I can play the games on PlayStation 3, and I never had an original Xbox. So just curious where you guys stand on this. Do you sell your games back religiously? Do you do it early so you can get as much back on them as you can? Or do you hang on to them like I do forever and ever and ever and ever? So just curious on that. Curious to get your comments on that too. Looking to do a little research into that a little more and see if I can provide some information, some insight to you guys. So drop something in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you have to say. That's going to wrap it up for today. Just want to remind you, as always, the YouTube channel is Patface Gaming, and the website is www.patfacegaming.com. So check both of those out. If you haven't seen the article I wrote up on the PS3 Slim compared to the clunky PS3 that I currently own, check it out on the blog yesterday. I've gotten some good feedback on it, so hopefully it's a good read for you. Questions and comments always appreciated, and I'll be looking forward to coming back with you tomorrow to take a look at what we will be playing this weekend. So signing off for patfacegaming.com, this is Patrick. Hoping you have a great rest of your Thursday, everybody, and TGIF tomorrow. We're coming up soon. Have a good one.